like back to the mental health thing. I was actually suffering from delusions, hallucinations, paranoia, and I ended up shooting my neighbor. Got locked up, fortunately. I try to incorporate it with everything I do. Like my book that's coming out or is out. I didn't want to be there because I actually spat on a CO and I got locked up in the box, and like I talk more about it in my book. It deals with mental health. I have a song called Schizophrenia, which I'm diagnosed with. That does with mental health. I try not to focus on it too much, but like I also do incorporate it sometimes just because like I know everyone deals with mental health. Yo, what's up? It's your boy J Craze. If you don't know me, I'm an inspiring artist, author. I'm from New York, and I'm here to tell my story.
So, J Craze, tell us a little bit about where in New York that you're from.
I'm from, I mean, not a lot of people know about it, but it's Rockland County. Um, I call it the Straw Town, uh, specifically where I'm from. But it's a small town, not a lot of not like the city, but it's growing in population.
How would you describe the scene in Rockland County when it comes to the creativity, music, and just art?
Um, I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of hard to get inspired in Rockland. Just because there's not a lot going on. Um, but for me, I find inspiration in the smallest things. So it's just you know, getting giving what you get.
So, would you say there's an existing music scene in your town?
There's a lot of artists in my town. Um, some of them, like to make music. Some of them want to actually become someone and do things. That's not the reason why I did it. I did it because I just had a passion for art itself, whether that's music, literature, or like drawing, painting. So I ever since I was a kid, I was into art. So yeah.
I feel like a lot of people in Rockland County, let alone the world, a lot of people don't know you were early in this generation of rappers. Like, I'm talking about when it comes to like the look, the lean, everything. Like, you were rapping since like what, 11th grade, 10th grade, earlier than that, honestly.
Yeah, real early.
When would you say you started rapping?
Uh, I would say honestly like middle school because like I had a group of friends. Like I don't know what made us do it, but like we just went to the studio one day, created something, and then my friends they didn't want to do it no more. I was the only one that continued doing it all through high school and then up until now.
So you guys went to the studio and you guys decided, let's just make some art, right? So who were some artists that you grew up listening to that inspired you to want to go to the studio and start making art?
Um, during the time it was like Lil Herb, G Herbo.
Okay.
Um, he came out with Kill Shit with Lil Bibby, and me and my friends was listening to that heavy. But I like all sorts of music. I try different shit all the time. Um, I like Spanish music too. But the one that made me like go into the studio, I would say like Big Sean. Um, but my I would say my top artists would be have to be like Drake.
What about Big Sean? Which is what about? It's crazy how both your influences are now, arguing and fighting, going back and forth for like that top number one spot. So it seems like you've always had a good taste for music, because you weren't attached to artists who are burnt out at this point. Nobody cares about them. You know what I mean? Like these are
Yeah.
artists with longevity.
Yeah.
So, what are things that you did from middle school to now to maintain longevity in your career?
Um, I would say taking my time. Like, um, I don't like to rush it
Right.
just because I want to make sure it's like I'm kind of a perfectionist. I like to make sure shit is to where it needs to be. And also like um I try to stay up on my pen game. Like I try to like always like challenge myself for the next song, like see if I can be better than the last.
Okay. So, and what are some ways that you educate yourself to start making better music?
Um like when I go into the booth to make a song, like it's with a mindset of like an anthem. Like I can like for some of my releases that like songs that already came out, like I have flex, like you wanna flex or let me think, like muddy stuff. Like those songs are like songs that like anthem based. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like let me think of one that I have in the works. Like I have one coming out right now. It's called Pimp Before Dummy. It's literally you're a pimp before a dummy. You like you're gonna be a pimp before you're played, or you know what I mean? Like it's like shit like that.
So, can we talk a little bit about the Muddy Stuff era for a little or no?
Yeah, that's fine.
So, let's talk a little bit about Muddy Stuff, right? Because I feel like that was like almost the start of the J Craze career when the town caught wind of what you were doing. You know what I mean? Like you were no longer doing things with your friends anymore. You continued on the grind. You know what I'm saying? Friends veered off into different endeavors. That always happens. You know what I'm saying? But you stuck to it, and then boom, you pop one off with Muddy Stuff.
Yeah.
So, but then there's a whole catastrophe that goes on with Muddy Stuff with the other rapper that you were working with.
Yeah.
So, what happens? What happened to J Craze after that?
After that, I actually went to college. That's when I was on my own really, and trying to figure out what to do next with the music. I wanted to get serious and you know, have my own like, you know, lane basically, and like have my own website, have my own merch, have my own songs, music videos, you name it. I was just like, what can I do after Money Stuff? What can I do to solidify my name in this shit basically?
What about Muddy Stuff told you, okay, now like what was it about Muddy Stuff that made you feel like that was the one?
It was it would I have like I wouldn't say it's the one, but like I have more shit coming out like that I'm sitting on. I have more shit that I didn't release that I'm sitting on that's like, oh shit, this could be the one. But like um Muddy Stuff, I remember like I was in college and me and the people I met there in college, I was in Philly and we actually shot a music video to Muddy Stuff, the original version. And that's when I was just like, I gotta make a music video for this shit. I gotta start doing shit like to solidify my shit. Like, yeah.
Talk about your college experience a little bit, because I feel like a lot of rappers that end up going into college, they get all distracted and everything. Would you say college was a distraction to your rap career?
Um,
Like, what were things you were doing in school?
I wouldn't say a distraction. College helped me see things in a better light. Like, I went through a couple of things in college. I first went into my freshman year. I played Division II football at a school called, it's a private school called Chestnut Hill. That's when you know, I was doing stuff on my own, and then that's when I actually decided to like hit up who is my manager now to like really help me with this shit. But I uh I actually studied biology. It was really hard. It wasn't easy. The classes were just super tough. I had to take classes like calculus and physics and organic chemistry and shit like that. So I mean, I always had aside from the music, I always excelled in the science portion when it came to school.
So now the off-campus life. Do you feel like you had a lot going on with the off-campus life, or
Yeah, actually, yeah, I didn't have the traditional college experience. I commuted my first year and I commuted throughout just because I didn't want to pay for dorming and shit like that. Um Off campus, like I found it like better because I didn't have a roommate, so I didn't get in arguments with people. So like I had like a studio apartment and shit like that. So off campus, I mean, I went to like parties and shit. Don't get me wrong. Like I was like looking for work. I was working during college and shit. So it made me more of an adult now.
were you living in an apartment when you went to the Cherry Hill School, or was that when you went to
Both.
both schools?
I went to Chestnut Hill and then I went to U Albany. Yeah.
All right. So what made you transfer to U Albany?
Um, it was crazy, bro. Like my the school that I was going to, I heard I got wind that they were going through a discrimination case. It was crazy. It was like basically the board of education for the state of Pennsylvania didn't recognize my school as a college my freshman year. So and then also I heard about the Excelsior scholarship that New York was giving out. So that's why I transferred to U Albany.
And then at U Albany is where you ran into some a little situation there.
Yeah. I'm just gonna come out and say like my mental health was like really taking a toll just because like I got to a point, like a low point in my life where I was just I isolated myself from everyone. I didn't want anyone to get too close. I thought people were out to get me and shit like that. So, but even through all of that, I still managed to graduate, which is like pretty amazing.
What do you feel like helped you get through it?
I had a dog. His name was Riley. He was like my companion. He was a really good dog. He unfortunately passed not too long ago,
Yeah, I'm
but
sorry to hear that, bro.
it's all good. But yeah, he helped me through it. I had my family, of course, so I had them to talk to and shit like that. So, but like I have a song coming out that talks about that, and I have a book coming out that talks about like basically what I'm talking about now, but like more in depth.
Like the whole so like
The
basically
whole
right when
enchilada.
it's time to when they want to know the real story,
Yeah.
chime into the book because it's a whole lot deeper
Yeah.
than they can imagine. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
But would you say just the college life, the commute, the classes, and like that being your entire life and your only life while you were in isolation, would you say that took a toll on you, or it was just a lot more than that, you know? Because I feel like a lot of people don't understand, like a lot of young men, I saw it in my little brother, a lot of young men at the age 22 to 23, 21 to 23 lose their minds, especially when they go to college.
Yeah.
Absolute breakdowns.
Yeah, I would say I don't recommend what I went through. Like anyone like I mean, people have their own experiences and shit like that,
Yeah.
but like what I went through it was kind of unique in a sense because like people who usually go to college, they go for the whole college experience and they they dorm on campus and they either join a frat or a sorority. and like go to parties and shit. But my main focus was to just graduate and shit like that. So
After you graduated, you got a degree, and now what are you pursuing now?
I am actually back in school. I'm pursuing registered nurse. Um, but after I graduated initially in 2020 from U Albany, that's when things took a turn for the worst. I actually got locked up, unfortunately.
Let's talk a little bit about getting locked up.
So my lockup isn't like secret. I mean, like you can like literally Google it. You can put in my name and type in Albany and I'll show up. Not my face or anything, but like um so like back to the mental health thing, I was actually suffering from delusions, hallucinations, paranoia, and I ended up shooting my neighbor that lived across from me when I was in the apartment after I graduated. I mean, yeah, I feel like we should save it for the book just because like I don't want to like speak on it too much.
Yeah.
Just because like
That's what the book is for. You know what I'm saying? Like you overcame everything that's going on. They'll figure out what happened with that situation in the book.
Mm-hmm.
So now, how do you maintain focus in your nursing career and rap career without letting what happened in the past hold you back? Because a lot of times people can't get over things in the past. So how do you get over things in the past?
I would say like I know the past is like difficult, but like for anyone, like if you went through something, like that's what my book is about. Like if you face any type of adversity or like if you're going through something, you should read the book. It's called Vigorous. But how I deal with like nursing and like everything I'm doing now, like, and I don't let what happened hold me back, is I take like one step at a time. I know that sounds a little corny, but like it's true. Like every 24 hours you get, like I try to do the best what I can. So like I work as a nurse now, and I love it. Um, it's providing me income to like do the things I want, and not only that, but like with the music, I unfortunately I'm doing it on the side. Soon this shit will like turn full time for me. And until that happens, I'm just gonna stick with nursing and do the music on the side, do what I can when I can, and yeah.
And what are some things that you do for fun in between nursing and music to keep you just as a regular human being?
Um I actually play Xbox with some of my friends. I play games like Elden Ring, and Xbox is where it's at. It's like an outlet, like just to escape from reality and just like be in another world for once and just
Right.
like
I mean, we grew up in that gamer era. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? PS2s and PS3s and PS4s were coming out every other year and stuff like that.
Yeah, like also it's a stress reliever too. Like
Yeah.
just to like sit there and play games with your friends and like explore a world that like and fight bosses like is so cool. Like and it's just an experience like you remember and cherish forever.
Facts. So your life took a dramatic turn after a psychosis, right?
Hmm.
How has that shaped your current outlook on life?
I feel like anything is possible with God. Like when I was what I was going through, like it made me even stronger. I'm Christian, by the way, and it made me a stronger believer. Um, like if the world ends today, like, or like not even if the world ends today, if like they were executing people for Christianity or something like that, I would totally lay down my life for Christ. But like he had a big impact on like what I was going through in psychosis, like how I live now. Like, I'm not super religious. Like, I don't go to church every day, but like, I believe in Jesus Christ. Yeah.
So now that you found a healthy way to mental health, how do you incorporate that with your music?
Um. Well, I try to incorporate it with everything I do. Like my book that's coming out, well, is out. It deals with mental health. I have a song called Schizophrenia, which I'm diagnosed with. That does with mental health. I try not to focus on it too much, but like I also do incorporate it sometimes, just because like I know everyone deals with mental health. So like, um, I find like things that I do to like, you know, tell people about mental health, just be an advocate and, let people know that like it's something to take care of, like take care of your mental health.
Okay. So what was so what was time like when you were in a mental institution?
Yo, that shit was ass, bro. Like, I'm not gonna say like, all right, so when I went into like the asylum or whatever, like it was like a forensic unit, and like basically like the people that were in there, I didn't feel like I belonged there, first of all, because like, I don't want to say like what other people were doing, but like, um, I feel like what they were doing didn't pertain to me, even though they had their own mental health issues and too, but like theirs were on the extreme. So not only that, but like, um, people that are in there are like in there for life, and it's not because of like, it could have been like a crime they committed, but like also like they just, some of them are viewed as dangerously mentally ill, so they're like a danger to society. So thankfully, like my whole court process and like everything that I went through, like they found that I wasn't dangerously mentally ill, because that would have put me in there for life. But yeah, you can't do anything, bro. You go in the day room, you watch TV. That's about it. Um, they have like group therapies sometime, but like when you're like in a room with other people, like it's crazy. Like it's not like bunk beds, but like there'll be like four different beds and there's people sleeping in there and you're in that room with them. So like, and then you have people who check on you 24/7, like walk down the halls and shit. But you know, fortunately, my dad came back into my life when all this happened, and he actually sent me some like books so I can read, just to keep my mind busy while I was in there, bro, because all you do in there is just sleep, eat, and go to the bathroom. That's it. And I showered, but some people in there didn't shower, and so I was reading the books, books like Narnia. He actually bought me some cool anime books too, like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and shit like that. So I was keeping my mind busy when I was in there, because I was in there for a minute.
How long were you in there for?
I was in there for like a good 6 months. Just
What it feel like when you knew you were coming home?
it felt unbelievable, honestly. Um like when I was in the mental hospital, I actually started taking medication. I was refusing it when I was in jail, but when I was in there, they told me that if I don't take my medication, I was gonna stay there longer. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not staying here longer. I'm just gonna take this shit. So but when I got out though, like, and everything like cleared up, and I just, the stars aligned for me, like, is honestly like a miracle story, honestly.
What was time like in jail? How long were you in jail for?
Like the whole thing, like jail and the mental, like it was like 6 months. Yeah.
So did they lock you up with like real gang members and shit like that, or?
And for the first time I got in there, I was in the mental health unit, and then they moved me to general population. And their shit was crazy, but I talk.
What was the craziest story you know? What's the craziest story you can tell us from general population?
It's just a place you don't want to be. Like, not. It's not that a place that you don't want to be. It's just like I didn't want to be there because I actually spat on a CO and I got locked up in the box, and like I talk more about it in my book. Yo, it's your boy J Craze. Thank you for watching the interview. I got music dropping, book dropping, merch. You can go to my website, jcraze.com. My IG, J Craze, JCRVZE. That's it for Twitter, TikTok, all that. J Craze, just J Craze. Yeah, hope you enjoyed.